Hey guys, what's going on? This is Rob here, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to download, install, and use LSMC to reset the password on your Windows computer. This video has been long overdue. I initially released a sort of like a live demo on how to use LSMC. It was very elaborate, and then intended to create a like an official video like I'm doing now originally, and then I never got around to it, so that like demo kind of served as the instructions, but it's very long, and I think it's time to make a tutorial to show you guys how to download and install this very quickly. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, you're going to need a flash drive, at least 500 megabytes to whatever. I know it's probably hard to get your hands on something that small nowadays, but you know, anything will do. A gig, 2 gig, whatever you have laying around. LSMC is about 300 and some megabytes, so anything above that will do as far as the flash drive goes. And then, of course, you're going to have to use another computer to get this onto a flash drive. So once you're on that other computer that has internet access and the ability to create a bootable flash drive, first thing you're going to do is open up your internet browser and go ahead and navigate over to rmtechcentral.com. Then click on the link for LSMC. And then just to make note, since this video has been released, LSMC has been updated. There was a brief period there where it no longer worked. Microsoft obviously patched something, and the program was unable to run once it was installed. So that has since been fixed in version 4.1, so you shouldn't experience any issues. However, if you do, please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know, and you can do so by clicking on the contact link on the top of the web page, and that will send me an email directly to my inbox. Alright, so let's go ahead and download LSMC. Just click that right there and then save. Now, I've already downloaded this, so to speed things up a little bit, we're just going to go ahead and go over to the downloads. Open up the folder. You're going to right-click the compressed folder, go to Extract All, Extract. Okay, then there's going to be two files here. The Rufus, which is going to be what you're going to use to put this on a flash drive, and then the LSMC ISO. So go ahead and double-click Rufus to open it up. Okay, and then, of course, we need to put in the flash drive. So go ahead and insert your flash drive. Okay, and there it is. So this is the part that was a little bit confusing that I may have fudged on the last demo that I did with LSMC. This part right here for the partition scheme and target system type, and then the file system, this may be one of two things. So if you have a newer computer that came with Windows 10, chances are you're going to use either MBR or GPT partition scheme for UEFI. And then it will be FAT32 for the file system. If you have an older computer that utilizes BIOS, like one that maybe came with Windows Vista or Windows 7 and then was upgraded to Windows 10, or you're doing this to reset your password on Windows 7, you most likely set it at this one right here, MBR, Master Boot Record Partition Scheme for BIOS, or UEFI, and then it would be NTFS for the file system. So let's go ahead and add the ISO. You're going to click this little button right down there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and open it up. And for this computer, it will be, this computer came with Windows 10. It does have UEFI, so we're going to go MBR partition scheme for UEFI and then file system FAT32. So if you create the bootable image like this and it does not boot, then what you can do is go ahead and change it to the MBR partition scheme for BIOS or UEFI and then file system NTFS, and then that should work. But this is going to work for most people right here. So once you have this all set up, the ISO is plugged in and you have the partition scheme and file system set up, go ahead and click start. And this is going to warn you that all data on the device is going to be destroyed. So if you have anything valuable on the flash drive, do not click OK right now. I would back that up or find a different flash drive. Otherwise, click OK to continue. Okay, and it doesn't take long. It's about the time frame right there. So go ahead and click close when it's done. Obviously, you're going to take the flash drive out and put it into the computer that you plan to use LSMC on and reset the password. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. And you're going to have to boot off of the flash drive at this point. So with this computer, it is a Dell Inspiron. Most Dells, it's F12. So once the computer comes up, if you keep pressing or hold down F12, if it is a Dell computer, it'll bring up the boot menu. It varies for every computer. I've had some computers that boot off of the flash drive automatically. If you get lucky, that may be the case for you. Some computers, it's different for every single one. Sometimes it's F2, sometimes it's escape, delete. There's one, I have a Lenovo computer where you have to hold down function in F12. The best thing to do if you're unable to get it to boot off of the flash drive is simply just Google your computer model and then type in boot menu. So, you know, if it's a Dell Inspiron, you type in Dell Inspiron boot menu, and I'm sure you'll pull up some results to give you an idea of how to pull up the boot menu for your computer. I can do my best after I'm done with this video to kind of gather a list of common methods to get into the boot menu for different computers, and if I'm able to do that, I will post it in the description below. So once you get into the boot menu, it will look something similar to this. It's different for every computer, but you're going to be presented with a list of different things that you can boot from. So like the Windows Boot Manager, etc. You want to find the USB stick in this menu to boot off of. So go ahead and press enter on that. And it should come up to the LSMC installation. So yeah, obviously if it boots back into Windows, it did not work correctly for some reason. If that happens and you did bring up the boot menu and you selected the flash drive and it booted into Windows, at that point I would assume that the flash drive was created incorrectly, and then I would like I said before, that partition scheme and file system type, I would change that to the other one, the MBR for BIOS and UEFI, and then NTFS for the file system at that point. So, okay, so if this is done correctly, you should be presented with the LSMC setup menu. There's a couple of options. If you're doing this for Windows 10, option 1. For Windows 7, option 2. Commercial use. Here's the way I work this program. It's free for personal use. I give it a one-time use product key, and it will work for only one computer, one time. The reason I've done this is because I want to make this software available for everybody to help them out. I don't really want to charge for it. That's why I was asking for subscribers initially, because there was a time when YouTube demonetized me because I didn't meet the requirements for the YouTube Partner Program, and it was like 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours. So I was basically asking a subscriber for a product key, and you know, to help me get back up to the point where I could monetize these videos and make a little bit of money, you know. But I'm at that point now. I'm still having some issues with it, but still, I don't ever plan on charging for personal use. But my thing is that I'm a little bit picky about, if you plan on using it commercially, meaning if you want to use this to make a profit, all right, if you are a small-time computer business owner or a computer repair guy and you want to use this program to do password resets for people and charge money, then I prefer that you pay me the little bit of money I'm asking for the commercial use, which is the unlimited use product key. I don't think it's fair otherwise. You know, if I'm giving something for free and then you're using it, you know, to make a profit, or if you're using it in an enterprise environment or for your work or whatever. So I'm trying to do the best I can to make it the best for both worlds. So for commercial use, if you're interested in using this commercially, this is a you know, a bit of information on that. And then of course we have about, a little bit about the program, the current version, build date, blah, 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 so on and so forth, and then uninstall. I'm gonna show you how to do this for Windows 10. So we're gonna go ahead and click option 1. This is just a welcome screen, and then legal notice, okay, and then install the full version. So like I said, there's a one-time use product key that is free to use one time, and that product key, you can find it on the website. It is on the LSMC page. I'll also put it here. So that would be 548062819. And then password protect LSMC. So this just gives you an option to password protect it. Just anybody, you know, that might know, or somebody who accidentally clicks that button isn't going to be presented with a menu full of options to modify your computer in any way they want. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to set a password. I'm just going to put password. Okay, and LSMC will be password protected. Remember your password or write it down. Then it gives you your password one more time just to make sure that you remember what it is. Click OK. Installation will now begin. This will only take a second. Okay, and then this is the graphic I'm talking about. With Windows 7, it'll give you a different one to show you what to do to launch this if you're using it on a Windows 7 computer. But as you can see, Windows 10, it's that button right there. So we click continue, and then we just remove the flash drive and then click OK to reboot. Okay, so I should have pre-configured this to you know, with more accounts to show you the versatility of this program, but I didn't. So there's the new user account. It has a password set, so we're just going to pretend like we cannot get into the new user account. So just like it showed you in that graphic, I'm going to click that Ease of Access Center button, and then since we chose to password protect LSMC, we're going to put in the password that we set. Now if you didn't password protect it, it will just launch the LSMC menu, and then here we go. It's laid out very, very simple. Reset password on existing local account, create new admin account with admin privileges, enable the built-in administrator account, disable the built-in administrator account, delete existing local account, blah blah, some advanced stuff, and then some other stuff down here. So if you just want to quickly get into the computer, you can just enable the built-in administrator account. That would be option 3, and then click OK. You're going to reboot. You're going to see administrator down here. You're going to click it, and then you're going to be in. If you just want to reset the password, then select option 1 for reset the password on existing local account. Now, here's the problem. Since Windows 8 and Windows 10, Microsoft introduced their like cloud accounts, Microsoft accounts. So if it is a Microsoft account, you cannot reset the password, unfortunately. You'd have to do that through the Microsoft website. And LSMC will notify you if it is a Microsoft account, and then we'll give you the option to create a new local admin account or enable the built-in administrator account instead. Either way, you're still going to be able to get back into your computer. Don't freak out if that is the case. You know, if the only account you have on here is a Microsoft account. This happens to be a local account, so we can reset the password on this one. So we just press 1, then enter, And then a list of existing user accounts will be displayed for you to choose from. Look carefully because occasionally the hard-coded name of the account recognized by Windows differs from the name you see on the login screen. Basically what this means is that sometimes this name right here is not the name that Windows sees it as. I think in this case it is, but a good example would be on one of my computers, my account is Robert Mayer. The account in Windows is RMAYE. So what this is going to do is show you a list of accounts just to make sure you get that name correct. And so yes, in this example, new user is actually new user. So we're going to type in new user and enter new password. Just type in password 123. Okay. Password for new user changed. Try logging in with your new password. Now, if this was a Microsoft account, it would say that it was unable to reset the password because it's a Microsoft account, and would you like to create a new local user account? So I will go over that in a second. First, let's make sure this password works. So we're going to type in password 123. I promise you that was not the password that it was set to before. I know what some of you are thinking. That's not the case. So, alright, so let's sign out. Say this is a Microsoft account, right? Say we can't change the password. Alright, well that's no problem because we can create a new account with admin privileges. Or, like I said, we can enable the built-in administrator account as well. For this tutorial, I'm just going to create a new admin account with admin privileges. And we're just going to name it LSMC new account. Okay, and then we can set a password on the account, or we can just leave it blank. I'm just going to leave it blank. Okay, account named LSMC new account has been created. Click yes to reboot now or no to reboot later. Let's reboot for the changes to take effect and see how this works out for us. Okay, let's see if it worked. Alright, there we go. LSMC new account. So, say, like I said, say this was a Microsoft account. Say you're like, oh crap, I can't get in. But no, you just created a new I can't talk today. You just created a new admin account, and you can log in through this account. And if your only purpose is just wanting to use the computer, then you're in. You're good. You can use the computer. You can make any changes you want. If your main purpose is you have important files that you need to get to, well, that's still no problem because you can. I can show you in a second here, but you know, basically just open up your Windows Explorer and navigate to C drive users, the username, and then all of your stuff is going to be right there. And you can, at that point, back it up to a thumb drive or drag it over to that new account that you just created. You know, if it's just going to be impossible for you to reset that password on the Microsoft account in the future, you know, you can at least get your files. And then at that point, using this new account, you could just delete that Microsoft account and continue using the local account that you used, or, you know, create a new account, whatever, you know, a new Microsoft account. But the point is that you got access to those files, you got back into your computer, and, you know, you don't have to worry anymore. So, alright, so here we go. We're in the computer, and say that that new user account had very important files that we had to get to. I'm just going to open up Explorer, this PC, C drive, users, and then new user. It's going to ask us to click continue because we don't have permissions on that folder, but since this LSMC new account user is in an admin account, we can get into it anyways. Time could vary on how long it takes to actually open this up. I've seen this go forever before. Hopefully for this tutorial it just goes, because I'm running out of time here. Alright, there we go. So, you know, say you had documents or whatever, they would be in there. You know, a downloads folder, like where I downloaded LSMC through, there it is. So you could just take this stuff, drag it over to this desktop, take it wherever, and you've got access to your files. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like I said, when you're done using the program, once you've done what you needed to do, just do the same thing you did before. Put the flash drive in, boot off of it, except click option 5 or type in option 5 for uninstall. Uninstall it. It's going to put everything, all the files back, that ease of access center program back, and anything else that changed back where it belongs, and it'll be like it never happened. So that's pretty much it. So if you have any questions, like I said, armtechcentral.com, and that contact link at the top, you can contact me there. If you have any issues with the program, or if Windows releases another update where it doesn't work anymore and you want to notify me of that, even though I do check that stuff frequently, or if you just have any questions in general or problems getting it installed or anything like that, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. So, alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the program, and I hope it works out well for you. If you like this video, please comment, share, subscribe, all those good things. Alright guys, thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.